They always say that military families are resilient, and we are. We're taught to be resilient. But there comes a time when you can only suck it up for so long. It all has to come out somewhere. For my dad, it came in the form of a little blue notebook. A notebook filled with the names of every man he lost in Vietnam. A notebook that started my quest of what haunted him his entire life. My dad, a two-tour combat Marine of Vietnam, and my mother, a survivor of the atomic bombing of Japan. Separately, they survived the horrors of war. Together, we survived its aftermath. PTSD in my household was learning to walk on eggshells. For my mom, it was to literally see her running down the stairs into the basement and hiding under covers whenever there was a lightning storm. Only years later did I realize it was because she was recalling the fire bombings of Japan. For my dad, he handled it differently. He was more, there was more yelling, there was more anger, there were more outbursts. But as a child, it doesn't matter. You didn't understand any of it, and you were just trying to process what was happening around you. As military brats, we toe the line of our parents. We stand for honor and adaptability. We observe and compartmentalize our feelings, all in the name of duty. I think it was the same for all my friends, especially living on Guam. I mean, we were in the middle of Vietnam War Central, bomb trucks, fighter jets, coughings coming off the airplanes. Death surrounded us. I clung to those special friends, brats like me. We were all lost in a world of confusion with no answers and nowhere to ask the questions. So I began this quest by talking to others in the military to help me find the answers I needed to better understand my journey and that of my parents, and the silence of what was unsaid. In speaking with veterans and families of today, I wanted to know if they faced the same walls of misunderstanding, confusion, and separation as we did. I wanted to understand the legacy of trauma. When did you decide to join the Marine Corps?
Probably 9/11 had a lot to do with it because I had graduated high school a year after. I wasn't planning on it. I was planning on going to college, but I decided I would just do this.
I joined in actually August, and then they delayed my entry until November. Then when September 11th happened, they called me and just sent me to boot camp.
When September 11th happened, I think that most of the people I know were trying to do all they could, working for the Red Cross. I had a few friends that I did that with. But I wasn't married at the time, although I had a lovely girlfriend who's now my wife. I didn't have kids, so I was like, why not me?
He said, you're welcome to leave me if you like, but this is something I'm going to do.
I think most of the people, other than my interior family, were kind of just like, what? I got into Iraq in September '03. That was just insane. All you see is tracers everywhere you go. We're like, oh wow, this is the show.
We served in the Persian Gulf for 20 months total. They said, well, the way we're going to do it is we're going to pick 5 people out of each division in supply companies, and they're just going to be firefighters, and I was one of the 5 guys. We averaged about 40 fires a week and 17 floods.
The Fallujah area was just like the Wild West. A very large rocket detonated right outside where I was sitting, cleaning my gun. It completely overturned the concrete barrier next to me. I had a broken nose, I could tell that, and I had blood coming from the roof of my mouth. That happened the second we got there. We hadn't even got finished putting our stuff underneath our cots. Later on, going out, we run up and there's about 8 or 9 Marines. Blow the door. It's real cloudy from all the smoke and the grenades. And so you really can't see anything. So you just kind of are going on movement, room by rooms, just being real systematic. Beds, dressers, everything gets looked through. And for good reason, you know. 'Cause we found 4 insurgents under our bed, sleeping. And so that was interesting.